And your team is rolling. A walk-off win, chance to make it 4 straight. There was a lot of opportunities last night, and finally you get it done in the bottom of the ninth. How does that feel?
It was great. I think we showed a lot of resiliency again. There was a lot of opportunities. I think that we could have let the momentum just kind of go by us, and we leave some runners out there. We don't get some big swings in some moments that really could have flipped that game in our favor, but we stuck with it. Our for a bullpen day, we had some outstanding performances on the mound that really not only took care of business last night, but set us up for success tonight. And so we got to the ninth inning, had a chance to do it, and hey, a win's a win. You'll take them any way you can get them. So.
A win's a win, but bases loaded in 6 of 9 innings. Just 3 runs from those situations. Obviously not ideal. What do you tell the guys who maybe are trying to do a little too much in that big moment?
Yeah, I think we continue to simplify, and also I think we've got a very capable, a very strong lineup from top to bottom. And so, there isn't really a part of our lineup where we feel like, oh, we need to get it done now, or oh, we have to get the big swing now. We just need to keep having good at bats and keep putting ourselves in positions to get that swing. And I think a lot of success will come with that.
Some relatively new guys joining the team right now. Sanders, you look behind the dish at Beasley, some other guys as well. How do you kind of work them into this lineup while still giving the guys that have been getting it done for you kind of still playing time?
Yeah, I think it's we're kind of in an interesting spot of roster management right now. We're trying to, there's some guys that have played 6 games in a row, 7 games in a row, and then you have these new guys. And so I think it's slowly kind of letting them get their feet wet. There's been some opportunities, I think, at night 1 against Ridgefield, right? Very first day that Staldeferri, Sanders, some of those guys, Beasley had shown up, and we get the big lead, and we're able to kind of get them into the game on opening night here at home and get their feet wet. Kind of get some of the jitters out, some of the nerves, and so now when they step in a starting role, it's not their first time they've taken the field, and so I think we're finding ways for them to do that. You're going to see Billy Staldeferri in the lineup for the first time tonight. Landon Young's going to get the night off, and we're going to move Sanders over to shortstop. So some guys are going to get their opportunities, and we kind of talked about it earlier when everyone was new. It's kind of giving them the opportunity to settle in, to get their swings, to get in rhythm, and we have the guys that have gotten in rhythm. But also trying to manage their workload, but now we give the opportunity to the other guys to do the same.
It's obviously tough when a guy's in rhythm too. Kind of look over to the Mariners, what Cal Raleigh's doing over there. Got a rest day today, but he's hitting the baseball so hard. You look at a guy kind of like Tanner Kern, has been playing a lot for you guys as of late. Tough to get him out of the lineup, but also at some point you have to. Tough balance to work with, especially with the Pickles on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. And we have a big week coming up, right? Like you said, with the Pickles, with I believe Cowlitz coming in on the weekend here at home. So just trying to set ourselves up where some guys that are going to have to be in the lineup frequently that have been producers can give their legs a break. 90-something degrees here today. Let them give themselves a blow to try to take a night off and get some work in the cages and whatnot. But yeah, no, I think Kern's the guy who's been doing an excellent job for us. But kind of to the point of some of the new guys and getting some guys situated, it's you get a few more guys in the lineup, take some of those main staples out, and we can show some of those guys, hey, it's not all riding on you, right? We can still create offense, we can still score a lot of runs, even if maybe there's some other guys in the lineup.
At that same time, you're looking forward to the Pickles, but also today a big opportunity. Sweep the Raptors after dropping 2 of 3 against Yakima. The vibe has kind of shifted with the Sweets the last couple of days, especially after a walk-off win last night. Guess when the last time the Sweets swept opening day or opening series at home? It's been a few years.
Yeah, probably like 2018, 17.
2019. So a chance to do it for the first time in a little over 5 years. A big spot. We're going to go with our question or the get to know Colby question of the day. It's a hot day out, right?
Okay.
So let's imagine you have liquids coming out of your 5 fingers. You can pick any liquid you want forever. It's just unlimited. So this could be Kool-Aid. This could be, what's the 5 liquids you're going with?
Oh, I get 5?
You get 5. Out of each finger, you get 1 liquid.
Okay.
And just unlimited, whenever you want. Okay. Water, pop it in.
Water, I think, is an essential. You have to have that. Like, that one's good.
Is there any, maybe just like your thumb?
Maybe.
Kind of, right?
Right?
Yeah.
That'll encourage me to go to that one the most.
Sure.
Maybe like some sort of like body armor electrolyte. There you go. There's our health play.
All right. Is it low calorie, or are we just going straight sugar?
Maybe like the low sugar one. Those are good.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I know you're a big Alani guy. You get that?
Okay. Yeah. Alani New. There's my energy drink. I'll go iced coffee.
So you got 4. And before you say the 5th one, I want to remind you, it can be any liquid. Maybe free gas out of the pinky. I mean,
That adds a whole new layer to the question. I'm gonna do a root beer as the 5th.
Root beer, there you go.
That's my for fun choice of all of them.
Okay,
so.
Here, maybe take off the root. Who knows?
Hey, we're keeping a PG. We're
PG.
Gonna with the root beer.
There we go. So 5 fingers for Colby here on a very hot day. Sweets with a chance to beat the Raptors and sweep Ridgefield. First time since 2019 on opening series, and then the pickles on the other side. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Drew.
Appreciate it. Play roundup here with Cole Rogers, the outfielder that can kind of do it all for the Sweets on the base paths behind the dish. You've been having a good start to the season. How's the ball looking out there for you?
Trying to keep the game slow right now. It's paying off. Just trying to keep the ball big. You know what I'm saying? So in those situations, just trying to focus on my breathing. Keep the game slow. It's been helping me.
The Sweets now a little bit of a heater. 3 straight, opportunity to win the 4th straight. Has the mojo kind of shifted since 2 losses against Yakima?
100%. I think just coming home and seeing our atmosphere and our fans here at home has just definitely brought out the best in us in our team. And I think everyone's just excited to play right now. The energy's really high, so I'm just looking forward to getting the sweep today.
Got some new guys tailing in for the Sweets. You kind of look around, some of the middle infielders are going to change in today's game. How is it kind of consistently in summer ball changing teammates throughout the season?
It's never really affected me because I know whoever we have up there, they're going to get, we're all going to get each other's back. Whoever we have a lot of talent, so it's like whoever's out there on the field, I think we have a great chance of getting that win that day. So, yeah.
So cool. The elephant in the room. You guys all run out to right center field. And don't go in the pool. What happened? A couple guys did. A couple guys got
in the pool. I think it was a lot.
Didn't want to get the jerseys wet.
We didn't want to get the jerseys wet. I think also some of us were kind of new here. We didn't know if I was trespassing or not. So we kind of So next walk-off win, we'll definitely jump in the pool.
All right, next walk-off win. I have to notice the swag around here. I mean, you're looking good, right? You got the earrings on. You got any stories behind these?
This right here, I got in New Mexico. We saw McCutcheon do it at the Pirates. He got his teammates some at the Pirates. So a couple of me and my teammates in New Mexico got these. And I brought it here because I was like, oh, they're probably going to match our colors, so yeah.
Nice, cool. All right, so I asked your head coach, Colby Walla, this. You have 5 fingers, and you can pick a liquid out of each finger for the rest of your life, unlimited liquid. What would the 5 liquids be?
Out of each finger?
You get 1 liquid for each finger.
I'd go water for 1. You got to have water.
Right, got to have off the thumb.
Nice. I'm going to go apple juice. It's my favorite.
Apple juice, there you go.
Morning beverage. I'm going to go Dr. Pepper. Pink lemonade.
And wait, before you do the 5th, you can do gasoline, maybe save some money.
Oh.
You can, anything.
Any liquid.
It doesn't have to be drinkable.
Wow.
Does that put a wrinkle in your plan a little bit?
I'm still going water for sure. Would I go apple juice, Dr. Pepper, strawberry lemonade?
Strawberry lemonade's good.
Yeah.
Strawberry lemonade's good.
And then I'll probably actually go gas. That's a great point.
That's a money saver right there. 100%. Yeah. Colby didn't go with that.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't go with it. Even after I mentioned it. Interesting play. So you got the pickles on the other side, kind of going back. Pickle juice would be an interesting one, not my play. But obviously, they're absolutely rolling. I think they're 8-0 on the year. So obviously, focus is on today. Sweep the Raptors, a big opportunity, but you got to be looking ahead after the off day.
Yeah. Honestly, right now, like today, I'm just focused on getting the W tonight. But after tonight, it's over. I'm saying I'm definitely gonna start looking forward to preparing and getting ready for that series. So. Yeah.
They're rowdy over there in Portland. Maybe some intimidation from you, or no? You're just going out there fearless?
I'm ready to play. I'm fearless. I think we're all fearless. I think we're just ready to go show it to them. Yeah.
Cole Rogers, ready to go. Fearless out there on the dish. A big opportunity tonight. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome into Borleski Stadium. Drew Alba here on the mic on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Walla Walla trying to take Game 3, a sweep against the Raptors have already clinched. Have won 3 straight, take the tail end against Yakima, and now an opportunity to win their 4th straight ball game out there on the hill for the Sweets. Jason Schuler out of Columbia Basin College, a 10-day guy as the first pitch is on the way. Outside ball 1. First pitch, 6:03 p.m. That's 2 minutes ahead of schedule. How about it? Sweets trying to get in, get out, and win their 4th straight. Off day tomorrow, and then 3 against the Pickles, which should prove difficult as always. Kicks and deals. This one is popped up over towards right field. Cadiz, the first baseman, moves under it, makes the play in foul territory, and it's out number 1.
Jordan Hockett goes down, and it brings up Angelo Aloman. In yesterday's ball game, Aloman went 1 for 5 with a K, hitting just 167 on the year. The stretch and the deal. Misses low and inside, ball 1. Jason Schuler, a hard-throwing righty, on just a 10-day contract. Talked to head coach Colby Waterlow before the game as the 1-0 trails, and this one is skied high into the Bluebird day. Moving under it is the second baseman, Folland. He makes the play easily, and it's a quick out number 2. Brings up Dawson Downs. I was talking to manager Waterlow before the game. He said, Schuler is going to go out there and give us innings. Just here for the 1 day as of right now, as the windup and the first pitch runs outside to Downs, 1-0. Doesn't need to worry about overexerting his arm because he's going to go back and not be on the sweets in a week. The 1-0 on the way. Looked at and clips the bottom of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Schuler working quickly. The 1-1 on the way. This is Sky back behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes here, and Schuler and the rest of the Sweets 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 top of the first. Schuler wipes his hand off, gets the sign from John Porter Strother behind the plate. The next pitch, a slow roller over towards second baseman Folland. Coming over and covering is Schuler, and it's going to be out number 3. ABC 1-2-3. It's pretty easy for the Sweets in the top of the first. We go bottom 1. Sweets and Raptors tied up at 0-0. Be back right after this on the Sweets Network. Welcome back into the booth. Bottom of the first inning among us. We're tied up at 0-0 here in Game 3 between the Raptors and the Sweets. Walla Walla has taken the first 2 in this 3-game set. Out on the mound for the Raptors, Austin Sheldon, the righty arm, facing Nigel Folland, batting leadoff for the Sweets after having an off day in yesterday's game. Did enter in the 9th to pinch run. The first pitch, up and away, ball 1. Folland came all the way around and scored in the 9th inning to tie things up after Landon Young got hit with a pitch, the 1-0. This misses in the other batter spots. 2 balls and no strikes here to Folland. Then the very next AB, it brought up Ryan Prescott. His first at-bat with the Sweets draws the 7-pitch walk as the 2-0 is looped out towards left center field. Moving under it is the left fielder Cutlip, and he makes the play on the dive out in shallow left field. Was battling the sun, and Folland retired on a screamer. Ryan Prescott in his first at-bat with the Sweets, a 7-pitch walk, and that was the walk-off walk to give the Sweets their 3rd straight victory. It brings up Billy Scaldaferri, playing at 3rd today for the Sweets. Faces the first offering, and it clips the outside 3rd, strike 1. Scaldaferri did not play in yesterday's ball game. Did play a couple days ago as a pinch hitter. The next pitch is slapped foul down the 3rd base line. Early hole here to Scaldaferri, 0-2. In that game, he went 0 for 1. Still searching for his first hit with the Sweets. The 0-2 on the way. A hard chopper right to the shortstop, Aleman. Fields and fires to first, and it's out number 2. Quick 2 gone here in the bottom of the 1st. Sweets tied up with the Raptors 0-0. Brings up the hard-hitting first baseman Dom Cadiz. The 18-year-old who can hit this ball a long ways. Got the off day for the most part yesterday. Came in to pinch hit 0 for 1. As the first pitch is fouled off his left cleat. 0-1 here to Cadiz. Dom hitting .267 on the year. Homered in the home opener a couple nights ago. The next pitch is chopped over towards 3rd. Downsfield throws to first base, a couple of skips, a pick by Mariano, but Cadiz beats it out. Downs over at 3rd base had a hard time throwing that across the diamond, and the bottom of the 1st inning continues. Labeled that an infield single for Cadiz, and it brings up Isaiah Chacon. Back in the lineup after having a much-needed rest day in yesterday's ball game. The first offering to Chacon just clips the outside corner, 0-1. Chacon caught in 3 of 4 games prior to yesterday's contest. Not behind the plate today, the designated hitter, the pitch. Runs inside at the thighs. Count moves even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Chacon is scorching the baseball. Hitting .455 on the year. Went 1 for 3 on Friday night. Cadiz over at first base with 2 outs. The 1-1 on the way. Just a little bit high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind blowing right to left on a bluebird day here in Walla Walla. 2 outs, 2 balls, 1 strike. Comes set, the pitch, outside. 3-1. The 3-1 on the way, up and in, ball 4, and Chacon does what he does best, walk. Had a pair of walks in Friday's game. Brings up Troy Sanders with runners on 1st and 2nd.
The shortstop number 21, Troy Sanders.
Sanders 0 for 2 yesterday. Still does not have a hit with the Sweets in a couple of games. The first pitch from Sheldon gets the inside corner, 0-1. Sheldon, the righty arm, relies on an upper 80s fastball. Sweets threatening. The pitch. Curveball scrapes the basement of the zone for strike 2. Chacon at first, Cadiz at 2nd base. With 2 outs, it was Cadiz that extended the inning with an infield single to 3rd. Then Chacon walked. Tied up at 0-0. 0-2 on the way, swing and a miss. The off speed goes right over it, and it's strike 3. The Sweets threaten but cannot plate anyone, and we head top of the 2nd inning. Knotted up at 0-0. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Enter top of the second inning. Sweets tied up with the Raptors 0-0. Still, no one scratched the scoreboard yet. Schuler's first offering clips the outside corner, strike one to Carliner. 0-1. In yesterday's ball game, Carliner 2 for 5 on the day. The next pitch chopped right back up the middle. Coming onto it is Sanders, the shortstop. The throw over to first. Beats him by a quarter step, out one. That ball bounced the second time right on the edge of the grass. Took a weird hop. Sanders does a good job to corral it. Quickly gets it out of his hand. It's a tough out, number one, and it brings up Nolan Ganter. The pitch on the way. Misses low, ball one. 4 up, 4 down so far from Jason Schuler in his first appearance with the Sweets on a 10-day contract, the 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike one. Like a hot knife through butter, the fastball just disappeared on him. Evens up, a ball and a strike. Schuler working quickly, windup, deals. Just a little outside. 2 balls and a strike. Sweets in the all-white with the dark navy baseball cap with the W2. So the next pitch is roped out towards right field. This falls into the outfield grass. Backus comes up with it. It's a leadoff, or it's a 1-out single, rather, here for the Raptors. First base runner, and it brings up Ryder Cutler. On the other side, the Raptors in all gray, a little bit more of a charcoal gray than the traditional road jerseys you would have. With the white lettering Raptors over the chest. The first delivery is well outside, ball one. In yesterday's ball game, Cutlip 2 for 4 on the day. The pitch. Curveball scrapes the corner on the outside half. Evens up, a ball and a strike. Cutlip hitting just 176 on the day. Came into the Walla Walla series without a hit. Grabbed one on Friday night as the throw goes over to first. Diving back safely is Ganter. And then in yesterday's ball game, a couple more hits. Slowly you see the batting average start to rise. For a very talented player, the pitch is roped down the first base line into foul territory. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ganter out of Pima Community College from Scottsdale, Arizona, trying to make an impact here. The 1-2, fastball misses upstairs. Evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Come set. The 2-2 on the way. A little looper, right back to the pitcher, goes to second for 1, on to first, it's a double play. A 1-6-3 double duty gets the Sweets out of a little bit of a jam. 1 base runner left on. The Raptors can't score, and it goes to the bottom of the second inning here at Borleski. Tied up at 0-0. We'll be back right after this on the Sweets Radio Network. Welcome back into the booth. We reach bottom 2, Sweets and Raptors, tied up at 0-0. It was a double play that got Schuler off of his first base. He let up a single, still faced the minimum. Stepping in offensively for the Sweets, Johnny Backus. The first pitch on the way, misses up and outside from Shelton, 1-0. In yesterday's ball game, Johnny Backus goes 0 for 5. Hitting a $143 on the year, the 1-0. A weakly hit grounder over towards first. Mariano gonna take it himself, hits his bag, and it's out 1. Not ideal, but it's better than a strikeout. Backus has struck out almost 10 times this year at 9. And just 5 games played. Brings up John Porter Strother, the catcher for today's ball game. The pitch is in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0. Sunshine fully illuminating the field outside of just home plate that's in shade. The next offering runs inside. Trees that are right behind home plate and behind the stands, of course, kind of give some shade to the players out there on the field, but not until around 7 o'clock hits. The 2-0. A weakly hit ball on the ground. It gets eaten up. Hawkes throws over to first base at second, to first in time, and it beats Porter Strother by a quarter step. Hustling down the line, it almost paid off. That was about as cookie cutter as you could get, and Hawkes saves himself an error. Brings up Davis Grai. Grai went 0 for 2 on Friday night's game. Came in for Cole Rogers at left field in the 6th inning, the first offering. In the other batter's box, ball 1. Grai at a Bushnell University, searching for his first hit with the Sweets, the 1-0. Low and away. A 10 contract guy for the Sweets, so not too much longer here with Walla Walla as the 2-0 scrapes much to make an impact offensively before it's too late. About to get on base for the first time with another ball though. The 3-0, the windup and the offering, clips the corner outside half, strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, tied up at 0-0. The pitch is skied high into the air. This is gonna stay in the infield. Moving under it is the shortstop, Alaman. He makes the play in shallow left center, and it's out 3. We hit the top of the 3rd inning, still scoreless. A little pitcher's duel through 2. Top 3 on the Walla Walla Sweets Radio Network, right on the other side. We reach the top of the 3rd inning. Sweets tied up with the Raptors. 0-0 here on a Sunday evening baseball game as the Sweets looking to win their 4th straight and sweep the Raptors. Still out there on the mound is Schuler. That brings up Jose Mariano. The righty bat, a big swing, just gets a piece of it. 0-1. Schuler has faced the minimum through 2 innings. Did allow a base hit to Ganter back in the 2nd frame. but it was a double play ball right after that got him out of it. The 0-1. Clips the corner on the outside half. 0-2 here to Mariano. The windup and the 0-2 deal. Doesn't chase on a pitch that misses just a little low and outside. The off-speed pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Comes set. The windup and the deal. Poked over towards second. Folland corrals, throws over to first base, and it's out number 1. Folland, such a sure-handed glove out there at second base.
The second baseman, number 18, Evan Hawkins.
Brings up Evan Hawkins. In his first debut, faces the first offering, misses away, ball 1. Schuler in his first appearance with the Sweets, looking pretty good through 2 1/3. The 1-0 on the way. Curveball catches the corner, strike 1. Hung in the air for a while. Hawkins watched it. 1 ball and 1 strike, working quickly. The pitch on the way, check swing, did he go? He did not. A huge gasp from the Sweets faithful here at Borleski. Not as many fans here in tonight's ball game. Still an okay showing down in the left bleachers and behind home plate. The right bleacher is not as filled. The 2-1. Hits the outside third. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A slight breeze blowing right to left on a bluebird day here in Walla Walla. 2-2 is popped up down the left field line. This is going to go into the bleachers I just aforementioned. And we're going to do it again at 2-2. Schuler is not letting the batters even take a breath. He's ready to go once again. The 2-2 on the way. Inside ball 3. A nice take by Hawkins. The first full count pitch of the day from Schuler. Comes set, and the 3-2. Skips low in the dirt, ball 4. First walk of the day issued by Schuler here with 1 out, and it brings up the 9-hole hitter, David Soto.
The catcher, number 28, David Soto.
Soto got his first run with the Raptors in yesterday's ball game. Throw goes over to first, diving back safely. Soto went 1 for 4 on the day. The first offering, swing and a miss, strike 1. Sweets and Raptors tied up 0-0 here in the top of the 3rd. The next offering, another hack and a miss, strike 2. Here with 1 out, Schuler on the doorstep of his first strikeout of the day. Has played all to the field. The guys behind him relied on. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 straight fastballs right by him. Soto swings on all 3, and it's strikeout number 1 for Schuler, as there's 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd.
Center fielder, number 9, Jordan Hawkins.
Hawkins still over there at first base. Still haven't gotten a chance to go over as the pitch goes over to first. The defensive settings for the Sweets, so we'll do that quickly, but I'm telling you, Schuler works fast. At first, Cadiz. Second base, Nigel Folland. Shortstop, Sanders, giving Young a break as the next offering misses in the other batter's box. 1-0. At third base, Billy Scaldaferri in his second game with the Sweets. Out in left field, Davis Grai. Center, Rogers. In right field, Johnny Backus. The next pitch is looped behind the plate. It goes and hits the bleachers towards the right side. 1 ball and a strike here with 2 outs. A few huge names for the Sweets that have provided a lot of the offense. Not in the lineup today. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. too early on the curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes here with 2 outs. Still, it's Hawkes on first. Jordan Hockett flew out his last time up, took it easy at first. The next offering, check swing, did he go? It doesn't matter, it hit him. So now runners on first and second. Schuler 1 pitch away from getting out of the third. Instead, a runner in scoring position for Angelo Alleman. Alleman hitting just 167 on the year, but has some serious pop. Cannot give him anything over the plate. What at first looked like a somewhat harmless top of the third has gotten a little more scary for the Sweets. The first offering, curveball that catches the top of the zone, strike 1. Boy, he didn't just fool Alleman, he also fooled John Porter Strother behind the plate. He rose to his feet and then had to crouch back down to catch the baseball as it went out from a different stratosphere and caught the ceiling of the strike zone. 0-1 here with 2 outs. The pitch on the way. Poked off the end of the bat, foul over towards the dugout of the Raptors, towards the right side. Schuler 1 pitch away from ending the top of the third. Takes a little bit longer to get the sign. Now comes set. 2 on. They take their leads. The 0-2 on the way. Fly ball out towards left field, giving chase is Grai, and it goes down the line. Does it land in foul territory? It does. So the Sweets get blessed and save at least 1 run. Potentially 2 would have scored. That ball hung up in the air for a while. Grai was shading to his left over towards right center field. And it slowly just looped foul, about a foot to the left of the chalk. The wind that's blowing out towards left field helps the Sweets out there, and it was almost a 2-out, 2 RBI double that would have opened the scoring. Instead, we'll do 0-2 again. Hawkes at second base. Hockett at first. 2 outs, top of the third, tied up at 0-0. The pitch on the way. In the dirt, ball 1. On deck, Dawson Downs, the Raptors' best hitter by far, hitting .364 on the year. Schuler trying to finish off this inning with 2 outs. The 1-2. Fly ball out towards center field. This should be a can of corn for Rogers. Camps under it and makes the play for out 3. So not as easy as the first 2 innings, but the same result. A donut for the Raptors in the top of the third, who enter the bottom half of the frame, still tied up at 0-0. Can the Sweets scrape across a run? Find out right after this break on the Walla Walla Sweets Network.
Located conveniently off of South College Avenue in College
The
Place.
bottom of the third, here we go.
Co-sponsor of the
Working
Walla Walla
quickly
Suites.
here at Borleski. 6:03 first pitch.
Center fielder number 1.
Just about a half hour later, and
Rogers.
we're almost through 3 innings. Cole Rogers is going to lead off the Sweets here in the bottom of the third. Still out there on the hill is Sheldon. The first pitch, he shows bunt. Can't get it down. It scrapes off his bat. 0-1. It's Cole Rogers' first time to the dish, hitting in the 9-hole. And yesterday's ball game went 3 for 5. The pitch, swing and a miss. A slider that runs off the plate and right under Rogers' bat. Rogers behind early, 0-2. Hitting .286 on the year. The windup and the delivery. Fouled back. Rogers slows his bat down and just gets a piece of the off-speed pitch. We will do it again, 0-2. Sheldon comes set, and the delivery looked outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here with nobody out in the bottom of the third inning, Sweets and Raptors. Tied up at 0-0 here on the series finale. The pitch. A hard 2-hopper over towards short. Alleman fields and fires over to first base in time. Rogers can scream down the base paths, but still not faster than a baseball that's hurled 90 miles an hour plus across the diamond, and it's out 1. The lineup turns around here to the lefty bat of Nigel Follins. Sheldon, out of Lower Columbia College, the incoming junior, throws the first pitch to Folland, hits the outside black for strike 1. In 2 games with the Raptors, he's thrown a total of 5 innings, given up just 1 earned run with a 1.8 ERA and 4 strikeouts. The 0-1 on the way. Curveball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. You got to think manager Chris Cota wants to try to steal a game after dropping the first 2. It's the next offering. Hits the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Follins steps back out. An all-gray bat outlined in aqua batting gloves. The next pitch is a slow roller over towards shortstop. Alleman throws over to first base, and it goes over the head of Mariano. Folland almost tries to go to second. He turns around as the catcher Soto backs up the throw. So it's an E6 as Alleman's been getting a lot of work out there at short. Only a matter of time. And here with 1 out, Folland on base.
The third baseman, number 6, Billy Scoldeferri.
Brings up the righty bat, Billy Scoldeferri. Grounded out to Alleman at short, his last time up. The first pitch with 1 out, misses low, ball 1. Scoldeferri, one of the 3 Grand Canyon University players the Sweets have. The 1-0. Right down the middle for strike 1. Scoldeferri spits on the fastball, and the count evens up a ball and a strike here with 1 out. Folland at first base takes his lead. Wind continues to blow right to left. Mighty hard out towards left center. The 1-1. Watches the pitch that trails outside towards the other batter's box for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. At the belt, the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Hitters count here to Scoldeferri. Had 3 home runs with the Lopes last season in 63 at-bats. Hit .333 from Las Vegas, Nevada. Maybe he's gonna bet on a fastball. The pitch goes over to first base. Sliding back safely is Folland. We'll see if Scoldeferri swings for the fences here in a 3-1. The pitch on the way. This one is skied. A parachuting ball up towards right field. On the run, chasing it down and making the play is Carliner out in right. And it's out number 2. If that ball hung up just a little bit less out towards right, it falls in foul territory. No harm, no foul. Scoreless just a little late on the heater, and it brings up Dom Cadiz. Singled his last time up on an infield hit to third. The first offering, poked right back up the middle, has a little bit of English on it, goes to Hawkins at second. The flip over to a covering Alleman at second base, and it's out number 3. We enter the top of the 4th inning just how we started, tied up at 0-0. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. We reach the top of the 4th inning. This ball game is flying by, still tied up at 0-0. In steps Dawson Downs, a blistering bat as of late, 4 for 8 in this series so far. The pitch on the way, shows bunt, pulls away, and strike 1. Downs hitting .364 on the season. Kicks and deals, swing and a miss in an early 0-2 hole. Schuler is dealing. Everything is working. Relying on the fastball up high to elevate the eyesight, and then goes with the off-speed downstairs. The pitch. Almost caught him looking on the inside corner. Doesn't get the call. The pitch on the way. This one's poked over towards third. Scoreless has a tough time making the play. The throw over to first base, and it's safe. Cadiz makes a nice backhand stop. Scoreless got caught on the berm out there right where the grass meets the dirt. So it's going to go down as an E5, and it's a leadoff base runner. And brings up Noah Carliner. Grounded out to short back in the second. The pitch. Skied high. Left field. Moving under it is Rogers out in left center. He makes the play, and it's out 1.
That doesn't hit it, hitter number 30, Nolan Ganter.
That's what Schuler's been doing all game long. Playing it to his fielders out behind him. Trusting the boys behind him. Just 1 strikeout on the day, but soft contact for the most part. Should have 2 outs. Is a runner at first base. The throw goes over to first. Hawkins slides back safely. Sweets tied up 0-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. Trying to get greedy and take the sweep. Kicks and deals. Shot out towards right field, moving back his back is fighting the sunlight, and he loses the ball. It slips in between his mitt, he throws it in quickly, and it's another error as Hockett moves over to second base, and Ganter skates out over to first. That ball was hit out on the screws, but Backus should have made that play, no doubt. A slight jog over towards right field, and just lost sight of it. So runners on first and second now, and some base paths are getting filled up rather quickly. Here with one out, it brings up Ryder Cutlip. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Cutlip grounded out into a double play his last time up. The same fate would be huge for Schuler and the rest of the Sweets after a couple of errors here in the top of the fourth. Tied up 0-0. The pitch on the way, up and outside. Evens up at 1-1. Hitting just 150 on the year. Cutlip, the lefty bat, trying to get it going. Schuler comes set. The pitch. Popped up down the left field line. This is going to go way into foul territory. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Folland and Sanders, the middle infielders for the Sweets, playing at double play depth. Cadiz and Scaldeferi, the corner infielders, playing a little bit farther out. Outfield, standard depth. The pitch on the way. Just outside. Evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, tied up at 0-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. Schuler has allowed just 2 hits on the game and 1 walk. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, in and out of the catcher's glove, Porter Strother. It was a foul tip that he had for a moment. Squeezed a little too hard, and just staying alive is Cutlip. 2-2 on the way. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A curveball that hits the dirt. Cutlip goes right over it, and it's 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning.
The first baseman, number 17, Jose Mariano.
For Schuler, Jose Mariano steps in. Grounded to second last inning. 2 on. The pitch. In the dirt outside, ball 1. Dawson Downs at second, reached on an error to third. Ganter at first, reached on an error over to right field, the 1-0. Gets a piece of it, fouled back, strike 1. A ball and a strike as Porter Strother is going to run out and talk it up with Schuler. The conversation is going to quickly end as Porter Strother runs back behind the plate, smiling, a full-cheesed smile. Porter Strother, one of the nicest guys I've ever had a conversation with. Back in Yakima, went to Big Miner Burger and just chatting it up about what he orders, what to get. The 1-1 is rocketed out towards right field, moving under his back is, he makes the play on the run for out 3. Redeems himself after making an error earlier in the inning, and the Raptors still can't scrape one across in the top of the fourth. 4 scoreless for Schuler, the new guy on the block, and we reach the bottom of the fourth inning. Sweets trying to take advantage of a pitching gem. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Bottom of the fourth, we go, tied up at 0-0. A pitching duel here at Borleski for the series finale between the Raptors and the Sweets. Walla Walla a win away from their 4th straight victory and a sweep over the Raptors. The first pitch to Isaiah Chacon clips the outside corner, strike 1. Chacon in his last time up walked, working quickly out on the hill is Sheldon. The next offering skips low, evens up a ball and a strike. Chacon hitting .455 on the year. One of the hottest bats in this Sweets lineup. Got the off day yesterday with lower body soreness. Was behind the plate as a catcher in 3 of 4 games prior to yesterday's contest. Today playing DH. A quick meeting between Soto and Sheldon finishes up. On the bump, the windup and the 1-1 from Sheldon is skied out towards left field. Hits the clubhouse down the left field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Edwards-Moore clubhouse down the left field line, super nice as the 1-2 is poked over towards second base. Jaquez Fields throws over to first base in time, out 1. Brand new facility built by Whitman College, a university just down the road from here.
The shortstop, number 21, Troy Sanders.
A lot of cool amenities, but the best thing and the most practical thing here on a hot day, air conditioning. The players can just go in there and chill, including Troy Sanders as he faces the first pitch. It's an off speed that misses away for ball 1. Today got up to 90 degrees, the 1-0. Roped out towards left center, fighting the sun is Cutlet. He goes back and it skips off the base of the wall. Rounding first is Sanders, gonna stroll into second base. And would you look at that? It's the first hit in a Walla Walla Sweets jersey for Troy Sanders. A 1-out double. It brings up Johnny Backus.
Johnny Backus.
Grounded out to first his last time up. Backus hitting just 130 on the year. Went 0 in yesterday's ball game. On Friday night, picked up his first hit with the Sweets. Went 3 for 5 with 2 doubles. The first offering off the end of the bat, strike 1. Wind blowing out towards left center field. Sweets in the all-white jerseys. Raptors in a charcoal gray with a red hat. Comes set, the pitch. Fouled back. Back is behind 0-2. Porter Strother, the catcher, on deck. With 1 out, Sweets tied up with the Raptors 0-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Who can scrape the scoreboard first? Sweets 1 hit away from potentially doing just that. The next offering flied back over the netting and into the trees. 0-2. There's trees that line the outfield wall all the way from right to left and behind the plate and behind the stands that kind of give some shade to the infield on these long afternoon baseball games. The next pitch, a ball misses outside. One ball and 2 strikes here with 1 out. Sheldon gets set. Gets the sign from Soto, takes a peek at second. The pitch, away for ball 2. Soto, the catcher behind the dish, set up on the inside half of the plate, had to jolt all the way to the left. Count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, here with 1 out. Chacon at second, the offering, up and away, ball 3. Backus works the full count. Let's see what the University of Michigan kid can do on a full count. Runner at second base. The payoff pitch. Outside ball 4. Backus watched 3 straight balls. A free pass, 90 feet for Backus, and it brings up Porter Strother.
The catcher number 43, John Porter Strother.
Porter Strother grounded out to second, back in the second inning. Sheldon gets set. The pitch. Right back up the middle on a hop, snared by Alleman, flips to second for 1, on to first, in time, double play. Just what the doctor ordered for the Raptors. Sheldon is all types of fired up. That ball was hit on the screws, but you don't get rewarded for hard hits. You get rewarded for hits. Sweets go down without a run. We enter the top of the 5th inning, still tied up at 0-0. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Back at Borleski, top of the 5th we go. You didn't miss all too much, unless you like pitching, of course. Still tied up at 0-0 between the Sweets and the Raptors. Schuler is absolutely dealing out there on the hill, giving up just 2 hits and 1 walk in his first appearance with the Sweets. The pitch crisscrosses the outside corner, 0-1. Strother, a high 80s fastball, been working it with perfection. The 0-1 skips in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Working quickly from the belt. The windup and the pitch on the way. Curveball dances and misses downstairs. Two balls and 1 strike here to Hawkes. The pitch. Just off the end of the bat. Squirted down the first base line and over towards the dugout in foul territory, 2-2. Hawkes singled his last time up. One of just 2 bats that have gotten on board with a base hit, the 2-2. Skied high into shallow left center field. Moving under it is Rogers, the center fielder, who's gonna get it. And it's Sanders, the shortstop, who ends up trying to make the basket catch. It goes in and out of his leather, and the ball falls in the outfield. It's another error for the Sweets and a leadoff base runner.
The catcher number 28, David Soto.
I don't know who that error is going to go on. It was Sanders rather that tried to make the play as the throw goes over to first, diving back safely as Hawkes. Yet another error for the Sweets, the 3rd error in just the last 2 innings. The first offering shows bunt, gets it down, popped up down the right field line. Foul territory, 0-1. Schuler weaseled out of the jam last inning, induced by 2 errors. Will he and the Sweets be as fortunate here in the top of the 5th? Tied up at 0-0. The pitch. Shows bunt once again, pulls away, misses outside, 1-1. Errors have been a consistent problem for the Sweets. The next offering is popped up right field line, just out of the reach of Cadiz's grasp. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you're trying to teach your kids how to bunt, don't watch David Soto. He's tried 3 times, failed every time. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blows the heater right by him. A big out number 1 as the lineup turns around. And now all of a sudden you get 1 out and Schuler is a double play away from ending the top of the 5th. Knotted up at 0-0. Jaquez at first. Jaquez steps in. The first pitch, he lays down a bunt. Another foul ball. Chris Cota, the manager, likes the small ball. It's a part of the game, though, that has to be fine-tuned or it just simply doesn't work. It's a free strike for the pitcher as the throw goes over to first, back safely. I'm sure Schuler isn't complaining, though. And nowhere are the rest of the Sweets, tied up at 0-0 here in the top of the 5th. Kicks and deals, swing and a miss, strike 2. That time, he gets the barrel off his shoulder, takes a hack, but it's the same result, a strike. Back-to-back Ks could be on the docket. The 0-2 almost gets the call. A curveball that just misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The ball gets past Porter Strother. He collects and never throws over to first base. Moving over and getting in easily is Hockett. A mental lapse from Porter Strother. He had all the time in the world. Could have made a cup of tea and then thrown the baseball, but instead he doesn't do either. Okay, so it is going to be ruled since the guy was on first, it's going to be out number 2. So in the process, moving over towards second base is Jaquez. So the mistake doesn't bite the Sweets too badly. 2 outs, it's the 4th K induced by Schuler. The pitch. Curveball clips the bottom corner, 0-1. Jason Schuler on a 10-day contract with the Sweets, but the way he's playing, he might earn himself a full season contract. The 0-1. Catches the attic of the strike zone. 1 strike away from K-ing the side and finishing 5 innings of scoreless baseball. Schuler leans in, gets the sign from Porter Strother. Runner at second base, takes his lead. The 0-2, chopped, third base side, fielded by Scaldaferri. The throw across the diamond, in time, out 3. Not a strikeout, but it'll get done either way. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jason Schuler is dealing. You don't want to miss this if you like pitching. And if you like hitting, well, maybe the Sweets will get that going in the bottom half of the frame. Tied up at 0-0. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. welcome back into the booth. Tied up at 0-0, the Sweets and the Raptors here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brings up Davis Gry, still facing Sheldon out there. Gry just one hit with the Sweets so far, hitting just above 100, the pitch. Up high, ball 1. It's no doubt the Bushnell kid can hit. In high school as a senior, hit .417, the 1-0, shows bunt. Tails away as the ball misses outside, 2-0. From Sacramento, California, the quick trip north from Gry is the 2-0, and it misses outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Gry speedy on the base paths. A swing probably isn't coming on 3-0. It misses, the pitch hits the inside for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. On deck, Cole Rogers. The next offering is smoked out towards left field. Fighting the sun is down, and it clips the base of the wall. Gry goes around first base, is gonna stroll into second base, and it's a lead-off double for Davis Gry. He tattooed that ball. How about it? That's gotta feel good for Gry and for the Sweets. Struggled as a 10-day contract guy. Coming up, his end with the Sweets most likely, but he gets a double down the line. I was smoked. About 10 feet short of being a homer as Cutler battled the sun and couldn't make the tough play. It brings up Cole Rogers. He grounded out his last time up in his first AB. The pitch on the way. Misses low. Soto loses the ball at his feet for a moment. He finds it in enough time to keep Gry at bay, and it's 1-0. The best chance the Sweets have to score one so far. Nobody out. A speedy base runner in Gry at second base. Rogers just got to keep the line moving. 1-0, the pitch. Catches the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cole Rogers took a little half swing before laying back. Doesn't matter. No outs, 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. A big hack, it scrapes off the end of the bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got a chance to catch up with Rogers pregame. Asked him the same question I asked head coach Walla before in Countdown with Colby. If you want to watch both those, go to our YouTube channel at WW Sweets or tune in 10 minutes prior to each home broadcast. Asked him the question, if you could disperse any liquid out of each one of your 5 fingers, what liquids would it be? Maybe ask yourself that question. Water was a popular number 1. As the 1-2, a curveball that's popped up towards right center field. Moving under it is Carliner. He squeezes the glove. There's out number 1. Gry fakes going over to third base. Scampers back to second. He moved about a quarter of the way down the line, but it was a good throw by Carliner. 1 away.
The second baseman, number 46,
Rogers answered with water. He said some type of soda. I forget which one it was. I do remember what head or manager Waddle said. He put iced coffee down there. Water, root beer, an energy drink of some sort, and an electrolyte. Then I hit him with, well, you can put gasoline in one of your fingers, and that's a free $80 every other week. If the next pitch misses low. 1-0. That got him thinking for a second. You know, do you take out water, the thing that's mostly free? Or do you go with the big bucket item of gasoline, but you might only use it every once in a while? He went with convenience and kept water. Probably what I would have done as well. The 1-0. Catches the outside. 2 balls and no strikes. He said root beer in the 5-hole. I said, Colby, why do you have root in front of that word there? You sure you don't want to just go all the way? A ball and a strike. The pitch to Fallon. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Keeping it family friendly though. I respect that from manager Wadlow. Once again, if you want to hear all these conversations, Countdown with Colby, before every game, check out on our YouTube channel that you're probably watching right now. Runner on second base in Grai here with 1 out. Sweets and Raptors tied up 0-0 here in the bottom of the pitch. The fifth, the next pitch rather, skips off the glove of Soto behind the dish. Moving over to third base is Grai. Here with 1 out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning. A sac fly away from the Sweets, scraping the scoreboard first. The 2-2. Runs away, ball 3. Fallen nods his head and gets ready for the full count pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Knotted up at 0-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner at third. Corner infield playing in. The payoff pitch. Launches a called strike 3. Fallen hops away. Does not like the call, but it's going to have to respect it. And he prances back to the dugout with a backwards K.
The third baseman, number 6, Billy Scalded-Perry.
It brings up Billy Scalded-Perry. Searching for his first hit with the Sweets. This would come in a big moment. The pitch, well outside and in the dirt, ball 1. Scalded-Perry did not play in yesterday's ball game. Went 0 for 1 back a couple nights ago as a pinch hitter. The 1-0. Outside, it gets past Soto, the catcher. The throw over to home, sliding in safely is Davis Grai. He gets dirty and puts the Sweets on top, 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Grai gets it done. A double, gets over to third base on a pass ball, and says, heck, I'm gonna go 90 feet further. Soto can't squeeze it, and it's a couple of passed balls that leads to the Sweets leading 1-0 here in the bottom half of the 5th. Grai, who hasn't made much of an impact with the Sweets, has now made the biggest impact here in the bottom of the 5th inning in Game 3 against the Raptors as the 2-0 skips away, ball 3. With the Pickles on deck, it's an off day tomorrow for the Sweets, but then traveling over on Tuesday morning to Portland, you got 3 games with the Pickles, who are 8-0, the 3-0 in the other batter's box. A 4-pitch walk for Scalded-Perry. We might see a pitching change here, or at least a conversation between Sheldon and Chris Cota, the manager. The whole infield all gathers up around the hill. We'll see what they do here. It doesn't look like he's going to be immediately pulled. You flip the script. This is arguably a bigger game for the Raptors than it is for the Sweets. The Raptors are struggling right now. 2-6 on the year, currently sit 6 games back of the division lead. The Sweets, on the other hand, already guarantees the winning homestand. But obviously Walla Walla trying to get greedy. Staying out there on the hill is Sheldon. Gonna face the big bat of Dom Cadiz. 1 for 2 on the day with a ground out back in the 3rd and a single in the 1st. The pitch. This one's popped up. Gonna stay in the infield. Moving under it is the first baseman, calls everyone off, and Mariano squeezes his glove for out 3. Cadiz goes down, but the Sweets get on the board. Strike first, 1-0. We enter the top of the 6th inning. Sweets on top, 1-0 over the Raptors. We'll be back right after this on this very speedy baseball afternoon on a Sunday in beautiful Walla Walla on the Walla Walla Sweets Network.
All right,
To the top of the 6th inning we go. Just over an hour runtime. This baseball game is screaming by. And a large part because the starting pitcher for the Sweets, Jason Schuler, he is dealing. Faces the first pitch to Downs, a big hack and a miss, strike 1. Downs 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error back in the 4th. Kicks and deals. Outside, ball 1. Schuler, 4 strikeouts, giving up just 2 hits and 1 walk. The 1-1. Up and away, ball 2. It was another dominating pitching performance, but not from a Sweet, a Mariner. George Kirby enters for the M's. This is the 2-1, a curveball that clips the top. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got the win in a 1-run win for the M's, where he had 14 strikeouts. The pitch, outside, 2-2. Kirby absolutely dealing. Been struggling so far this year in 2025 for the M's, but should be back on pace. The payoff pitch on the way, poked out towards left field, going under it, and this is going to fall and gets past Gray at left field. Rounding first base is Downs. He's going to stroll into second. Gray out and left, fighting the sunlight. It's a leadoff single, reaches second on an error by Gray, the left fielder.
All right, here to number 27, Noah Carliner.
Super tough to play outfield here at Borleski at this time of the day. The trees behind home plate and behind the stands covers up the infield in shade and the outfield still in sun. The first pitch scrapes the edge of the outside, 0-1. The problem with that, the outfielders immersed in full sunlight, but the baseball for 80% of its flight in shade. So then all of a sudden, it re-enters into the sun and gives problems out there in the outfield. The 0-1 tails away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Give it a half hour and the outfield will also be in shade. But until then, we got a battle. A small patch over at short as well that Sanders is gonna have to deal with. Carliner waves his bat a few times. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Poked right back up the middle. Rooming under it is Folland. He kicks it in the infield. And it's an infield knock for Carliner. Baseball, such a fickle game. 1 mistake and everything changes. Gray out in left field. It still would have been a hit, but can't keep it in front of him. In the process, Downs gets over to second base. So now the double play isn't on. Now if the double play was on, the infield would have been in double play depth. That's probably an easy double play. As the pitch catches the outside at the corner, 0-1. Carliner at first, Downs at third. Sweets up 1-0, but how long does it last here in the top of the 6th? The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. All the Raptors have to do is put the ball in play, and most likely good things will happen. Even a double play at this point in the ball game, not the worst thing for the Raptors, or the Sweets, obviously, the double play. But in that case, the Raptors probably tie up at least 1. The 0-2. In the dirt, it gets past Porter Strother over at third base. Scampers halfway down the line, but Downs decides to turn back. It kicked off the dirt and into the mask of Porter Strother, and that's how he kept it in front of him. Fans continue to trail in here in Borleski Stadium. A pretty good turnout considering it was 90 degrees on a Sunday with school still in full swing. Estimate about 500 here at Borleski. Runners on second and third now. Double play is off. Infield in. A hard ground ball. The play goes home. The 1-2. Popped up. Over towards left field. Gray ranging back. This is probably going to be enough. He moves under it. Makes the play. The throw goes in. and going over to home and reaching on a sac fly. His downs, and we're knotted up 1-1 here at the top of the 6th. Carliner still at second. Ganter gets the job done, and immediately the Sweets get punched in the mouth after throwing the first swing in the bottom of the 5th. Cutlip comes up, grounded out into a double play in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 4th. The first offering catches the corner outside half, 0-1. A beautiful day for baseball here in Walla Walla. A bluebird day, slight breeze right to left. Maybe a little hot for my liking, and I'm sure a lot of the people here in attendance. I'm positive for the players out on the field. Reached 90 degrees for the first time in quite a while. Should continue to get hotter. Tomorrow, mid-90s, but no baseball game here at Borleski. Sweets, their only off day all season is on Monday, 6 games a week until early August, the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, I've mentioned it once, but it's imperative that the Sweets doesn't take this like they're playing with house money. A very good chance that Walla Walla goes into Portland and loses 2 or 3 of 3. The 1-1. Downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. So you gotta get these wins against inferior opponents any way you can. Obviously still early in the season though. But Portland 8-0 on the year. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Sweets tied up 1-1 here in the top of the 6th. The next pitch misses low. Porter Strother gets to the baseball as it slowly meanders out of the dirt and into the grass over at foul territory down the 3rd base line, but staying put at 2nd base is Carliner. Schuler leans in. Hitters count, the 3-1. Fouled back. Schuler has looked mighty solid out there on the hill. Check that, more than solid. He's looked excellent in his first appearance with the Sweets on a 10-day contract, going out there and not only giving manager Colby Waterlow and the rest of the Sweets innings, but effective innings. A quality start already. Let's see how much more he can get. This next pitch misses inside. Ball 4, and Cutlip draws the walk. Double play back on here with 1 out.
Jose Mariano.
Mariano, the righty bat, steps in. The all-yellow batting gloves. Takes 1 practice swing, and umpire calls time. It seemed to be the home plate umpire, Lance Crack. And yes, it's Colby Waterlow that strolls out to the mound and is going to chat up with Schuler. I was talking with manager Waterlow a few days ago in Yakima about Schuler getting brought in for this game specifically. And he said he's totally fine letting him go 80, 90, maybe even triple-digit pitches. He's here for the 1 game and could be a spot guy in the future if he gets signed to another 10-day contract. In the West Coast League, you're allowed to get signed to 2 10-day contracts. Then after that, a team's got to decide if you keep him or not on a full season contract. You can't keep stringing guys along with 10-dayers. Waterlow talks it up, exits, and gonna leave Schuler out there. So a big spot here with 1 out. Top of the 6th, tied up at 1 apiece. Here in the series finale on the opening series here at Borleski. In at the dish, Jose Mariano. He lined out in the 4th. Grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd inning. That same result could lead to a double play for the Sweets here with 1 out. The pitch, curveball up high, ball 1. Leans in. The 1-0 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike one. One ball, one strike, one out, the pitch. Popped up, left field, Grai battling the sun, shallow left, and he squeezes his glove and makes the play for out number 2. You could see it all the way from the booth. The sunlight reflecting off of his sunglasses as he looks directly up into it. Grai
The second baseman, number 18.
lost the ball in the very
Evan
first at-bat here in the top of the 6th, as Dawson Downs turned a single into a double, ended up scoring. Here with 2 outs, brings up Evan Jaquez. The pitch on the way. A hard chopper over towards third, and it skips over Scaldaferri. Going into shallow left field, Grai can't handle it, and circling third and scoring is Noah Carliner, and the Raptors get on the board and are up 2-1. Here in the top of the 6th over the Sweets. Goodness, that is a backbreaker for Schuler and the Sweets. Another error, sloppy. Scaldaferri at third. The very least, you gotta keep the ball in front of you. It took a weird hop. Once again, like I said, the grass where it meets the dirt is very much like an MLB field. Super well kept here at Borleski, but that means there's a little drop off from the grass to the dirt. The first offering is skied high in the infield. This parachuted in the sky, moving under it and diving, and Scaldaferri can't make the play again. Porter Strother had it in his sights. Scaldaferri called him off and had to go airborne for a routine infield fly. It goes from bad to worse defensively here for the Sweets. That little drop off, like I was saying, in the infield, maybe about 3 inches, but it makes all the difference if the ball bounces right on that moment. The 0-1. Hard chopper right back up the middle, gloves it as Schuler, and he throws over to first for out 3. That ball scooted into the glove of Schuler, hit really hard off the bat, and it ended up going off of his hand. Schuler then grabbed the baseball out of the mitt that was lying on the mound and threw over to first to end the inning. The Raptors don't only respond, though, they take the lead. 2-1 as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Welcome back into the booth. Sweets trail 2-1 after a 2-spot in the top of the 6th by the Raptors. We had bottom of the 6th inning and a new pitcher out there on the hill for the Raptors. It's Owen Harper. The pitch, up high, ball 1. Harper, the lefty arm from Phoenix, Arizona, goes to Paradise Valley Community College. The rising sophomore comes set, and the 1-0 on the way. Curveball misses up high. Evens up at a ball and a strike here to Isaiah Chacon. Chacon batting in the 4-hole today. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Chacon 0 for 1 with a walk in the first. Kicks and deals on the 3-0. Up and inside, ball 4. Chacon turns 90 degrees, prepared to wear that on the right shoulder, but gets to walk for free. Brings up Troy Sanders, the shortstop. Doubled his last time up, his first hit with the Sweets. More of the same here in the bottom of the 6th as the Sweets trail by 1. The pitch on the way. Looked at downstairs, it clips the basement of the zone, 0-1. A great day for baseball here in Walla Walla. Bluebird Day. Wind blowing right to left, the American flag out in center field. You can see all 50 stars and 13 stripes, I think it is. The 0-1. I'm getting a nod here in the booth as the next pitch is swung on and missed, 0-2. American history, not my strongest point. Have to be honest, got most of my history from the musical Hamilton, if that says anything. The lefties deal. Downstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. Troy Sanders steps in. Owen gets set at the belt, the 1-2. Flied out towards right field. This is gonna go way above the bleachers down the field. And it's out number 1. It was Sanders' first, or rather second strikeout of the day. It brings up Johnny Backus. 0 for 1 with a walk back in the 4th. Faces the lefty's deal to the lefty bat of Backus. Up and in, chin music for ball 1. Chacon still over there at first base. Probably isn't gonna steal a bag unless it gets past Soto behind the dish. 1-0. The pitch on the way. A hard chopper, first base side into foul territory. Evens up a ball and a strike with 1 out. One out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Backus takes a couple of practice swings. Ready for the 1-1 deal. Instead, the ball goes over to first. Chacon goes back very quickly, taking a very small lead at first base. Harper still doesn't want anything to do with it. The pitch, outside, 2-1. On deck, Porter Strother grounded out into a double play his last time up. The 2-1. Up and away, ball 3. Hitters count here to Backus. The Michigan kid is no stranger to power. Three balls, 1 strike, set at the belt. The pitch on the way, a big swing and a miss, strike 2. Backus out of the University of Michigan. Can he get it done here? A big spot, payoff pitch. Watches ball 4. Backus walks for the 2nd time today. Runners on first and second, and it brings up Porter Strother. That's got to be a good feeling for Backus, and it's a good sign in general. Struck out almost 10 times right under that mark here at the early part of the season, but has not struck out today and has drawn 2 walks. It's Chacon at second, Backus at first. Porter Strother steps in 0 for 2. The first pitch, big swing and a miss. Strike 1. Check that, Zane Bidwell steps in. So Bidwell takes over for Porter Strother behind the dish in a tight contest. No balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and second. The pitch. Down and away. A ball and a strike. Porter Strother and Bidwell both hit from the right side, so it's not because of that. The 1-1 skips in at the ankles. 2 balls and a strike. In yesterday's ball game, Bidwell 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Hitting .208 on the year. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Popped up. Is this going to stay in? Down the first base line, moving under it, and making the play is Mariano for out 2. Well, it brings up Davis Grai. Doubled his last time up. The only sweep to round the bases and touch home. Just 2 outs on the year. Grai in a big spot. Let's see what he can do. The pitch. A hard chopper right back up the middle. Coming on to Isaquez. He steps on second himself, and 2 are left on in the bottom of the 6th. We reach the top of the 7th. Sweets trail by 1. 2-1. Back right for this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Welcome back into the booth. Top of the 7th we go. Sweets trail 2-1 versus the Raptors here on a sunny Bluebird day in Walla Walla. Stepping in on the hill and taking over for Schuler is Alex Jennings. Schuler ends up going 6 strong, gives up 1 run, 1 earned run that is, 2 unearned. The first pitch on the way. Outside, Ball 1 here to Hockett. Jennings in 2 appearances with the Sweets, sporting an 8.3 ERA. The 1-0 is flied up towards center field. Ranging back is Rogers. He camps under it and makes the play for out 1. Jennings threw a 4 1/3 inning, giving up 5 hits, 4 earned runs. Did start against the Yakima Valley Pippins. Went through 3 innings there. Jennings comes set. The first offering. Curveball up and in, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Jennings, wind up, and the deal. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Alaman. One ball, 1 strike, the pitch on the way. Roped down the left field line into foul territory. Over towards the Sweets dugout, or rather bullpen. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alleman takes a practice swing. The 1-2. Poked out towards left field. If it stays fair, it's going to drop in for a single. Instead, it misses by about 10 feet to the left. We do it again, 1 and 2. Alleman so big and strong out there. Just got enough of it. Jennings breathes deep. One out, the 1-2. Up at his head. 2 and 2. Jennings works with a 90-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball, a sinker, a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. Relies on the 90-mile-per-hour fastball. The 2-2. Curveball poked third base side, foul. Pitched just 3 innings with his college, Colorado Mesa. Gave up 0 earned runs with 4 strikeouts, the incoming sophomore. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The windup and the pitch on the way. Fouled back. We'll do it again. Gets the sign from Bidwell, the new catcher, in for the Sweets. The 2-2 on the way. Just off the end of the bat, back into the backstop. Two again here to Alaman. 0 for 3 on the day. A ground out in the 5th, and a pair of flyouts in the 1st and 3rd. Does his luck change here in the top of the 7th? The 2-2. In at his knees, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sweets trail the Raptors 2-1 here in the series finale on opening weekend. Trying to get greedy and win their 4th straight ball game and sweep the Raptors. The payoff pitch. Just gets a piece on it. A curveball that caught a little bit too much of the zone. 3 and 2. Jennings can't find a way to get out Alaman. Has faced a 2-strike pitch. 4 straight pitches. The 3-2 on the way. Just gets a piece of it. That ball was in the other batter's box. Alaman clearly in protect mode. That wasn't even near the strike zone and still swung the bat. Jennings trying to put him away here with 1 out. Sweets trail by 1, top 7. The windup and the payoff pitch. Popped up. Is this going to stay in fair territory? Over towards the third base side. It is the third baseman, Scaldaferri, who makes the play as his cap falls and the wind blows his hair backwards for out number 2, letting the lots flow.
Number 21, Dawson Downs.
Brings up Dawson Downs, the lefty bat. 1 for 3 on the day. Reached on an error in the 4th and singled his last time up in the 6th. Jennings comes set, the windup, and the first offering up and away, ball 1. Jennings from the belt. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 rather. Losing his bat in the process is Downs. The wood flies about 10 feet down the first base line. It's not broken or anything, so he picks it back up. Leans back in. Jennings. Even. 1-1. The pitch. Fouled back. Jennings moves ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The put-away pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chasing the outside heater. Alex Jennings comes in and gets the job done. A 1-2-3. Top of the 7th inning we go. We go into the 7th inning stretch. Sweets trailing 2-1. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network.
All right, fans, time to take our 7th inning stretch.
Welcome back into the booth. Sweets trail 2-1 against the Raptors. And it brings up the 9-hole hitter, Cole Rogers. Rogers definitely not the 9th best hitter in this lineup, but manager Waterloo likes the turnaround with the top of the lineup knocking on the door. The first offering, up and away, ball 1, 1-0. Was talking with Rogers pregame if anything scares him, you know, now coming into a new team, playing the Pickles on deck. He said, no, nothing scares me. The next pitch catches the inside corner, a ball and a strike. Talked about how much confidence he has as a batter while still staying within himself. Realizes he's not Barry Bonds yet, but he's a good baseball player. The 1-1. A one-hopper over towards second. Jaquez fields, and a little toss over to first base will get the job done for out 1. Brings up Nigel Fallon. Top of the lineup turns around. Sweets running out of time. Trailing 2-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. This feels reminiscent of a ball game back on Tuesday against the Pippins. Sweets lost 2-1, just couldn't scrape across that big hit. The pitch up at the head of Fallon as he backs away for ball 1. Set at the chest, kicks and deals, up high. Folland and the rest of the Sweets, it doesn't matter how they get on base. It matters that they get on base. Nobody on. 2 balls and no strikes. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Sweets trail by 1. Harper set at the belt. The pitch. Catches the heart of the plate. Froze him on an off speed. 2 balls and 1 strike. Folland wiggles his bat. The 2-1 up at his head. This time he has to lean forward instead of back to avoid the baseball. Hitters count here to Folland. The lefty bat from Sherwood, Oregon. Faces the 3-1. This does hit him on the back. Folland turns 180 degrees. It would have been ball 4 either way. Trots 90 feet and it brings up Scaldaferri.
The third baseman, number 6, Billy Scaldaferri.
Scaldaferri 0 for 2 on the day with a walk, searching for his first hit with the Sweets. Folland, his lead at first. The pitch, downstairs, ball 1. It skates past Soto for a moment, but he gets to the baseball in plenty of time to keep Folland at first. Owen Harper still out there on the mound. The lanky, hard-throwing lefty. Scaldaferri, the righty bat. The 1-0. Smoked out towards left field. This might hang in the air a little bit too long. Ranging back, looking up, it's gone! It hung up in the air long enough for the wind to blow it out towards left field, and Scaldaferri goes boom on his first hit with the Sweets. Just like that, Walla Walla on top, 3-2 here in the bottom of the 7th over Ridgefield. Boom goes the Billy Bomb. It brings up Cadiz. He has some pop for himself. He homered in the first game of this 3-game set. Stretch the deal. Catches the zone, strike 1 on the upper half. That one was a moonshot. It looked like it didn't have the right launch angle as the next pitch skips low, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. But the wind that's blowing out towards left center field definitely helped him. It went over the Columbia REA sign out in left center about 350 feet from home plate. The 1-1 now is roped. A line drive over a diving Alleman at the shortstop position. It bounces into the alleyway in left field. Cadiz stays put at first base, and it's a 1-out knock. Brings up Isaiah Chacon.
The designated hitter, number 40, Isaiah Chacon.
How about that? Some life in this Sweets offense. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Scaldaferri's first hit with the Sweets, and it's a 2-run home run. Finished with 3 homers with the Lopes. He can get it out. Owen Kemp set the 1-0. Right down Main Street, count evens up. So now all of a sudden, the pressure starts to turn to the Sweets pitching staff up by 1. The throw goes over to first base. An insurance run or 2 could sure be nice though. Looking back, Nigel Folland, he works the walk on 5 pitches, and I mentioned it's just important to get on base. Doesn't matter how you do it. It wasn't pretty, but he touches home nonetheless, and the Sweets up 3-2 because of it. The 2-1. Trails and hits the outside corner. 2-2. Sweets a chance to sweep with a win today against the Raptors. The 2-2 up and inside, chin music to Chacon, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Shade covering about 80% of the field. Out towards deep center, it's still illuminated by golden sunlight. As the payoff pitch, a big swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs. Brings up Troy Sanders.
Number 21, Troy Sanders.
The righty bat, 1 for 3 on the day with 2 Ks. Doubled back in the 4th inning for his first hit with the Sweets. The pitch, a rocket shot right back up the middle, fielded on the ground by the shortstop Allama. He flips over to second for out number 3, but the Sweets do tack on 2. Up 3-2. We enter the top of the 8th inning. It's nitty-gritty time here in Walla Walla. Sweets trying to get greedy. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network.
Through the end of the 3rd inning. Draper Company party.
Welcome back into the booth, getting down to the end of this ball game, and it's a tight contest. Sweets hanging on by a thread, up 3-2 in the top of the 8th. It was a 2 spot in the bottom of the 7th off a blast by the new kid in town, Billy Scaldaferri, his first home run and his first hit with the Sweets. A moonshot over left field wall. A new pitcher on the mound for the Sweets, Dawson Mooney, the hard-throwing lefty. The first deal is rocketed out towards right field. It gets past Folland at second. And in with a lead-off single, Noah Carliner.
The designated hitter, number 30, Nolan Ganter.
Mooney, 195, 6'1", from Richland, Washington, attends Gonzaga University, well, will attend Gonzaga, an incoming freshman. One of the best pitchers out of Washington. The first offering, up high, ball 1. According to Northwest Baseball, ranked as the 3rd best left-handed pitcher in the state. Also can play some first base, so an outside chance you see him in the field at some point for the Sweets. The 1-0, up and away, ball 2. Mooney works with a four-seam fastball that tops out at 88 miles an hour. Also throws a changeup and a curveball. His curveball has a spin rate of 2,600. The 2-0. Inside-outside swing, and this ball is lofted down the right field line. Goes into foul territory over at the bullpen for the Raptors. 2 balls and a strike. To put the 2,600 spin rate into perspective, the average MLB pitcher, their curveball, 25-45. This kid's only 18. The 2-1. Upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Ganter. 1 for 3 on the day, has reached twice. singled back in the second inning. Flew out to left his last time up in the 6th. Hitters count, 3-1 on the way. Just gets a piece of it off his own foot. Hits his all gray left cleat. Count moves full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ganter going with the gray fit in general, the grout fit, as some people like to say, the charcoal gray jerseys from head to toe the Raptors are sporting. And then he also has gray protective wear, gray cleats, and a gray bat. Has white batting gloves to kind of mix it up, I guess. The payoff pitch. Caught him looking, strike 3. You know that curveball I was talking about? Well, it fooled him there. Started at his head, dropped in, and hit the ceiling for strike 3. And it's the first K of the season for Mooney, and it comes in a big spot. Here in the top of the 8th, Sweets on top by 1, 3-2. Brings up Ryder Cutlip. Kicks and deals. Curveball misses in the other batter's box, ball 1. Cutlip 0 for 2 on the day with a walk his last time up in the 6th inning. Struck out in the 4th, grounded out into a double play in the 2nd. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The entire field now covered in shadow. The sun is still out down the right field line, but shade blocked by trees on the field. A ball and a strike, 1 out, the pitch. Just misses low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind blowing slightly out towards left field. It was blowing more though in the bottom of the 7th, and it ended up helping the Sweets out as Scaldaferri skied one over the wall in left center field to give Walla Walla the 3-2 lead. The next pitch, a curveball that dances in, clips the outside half. Evened up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jose Mariano on deck. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Carliner at first. Mooney comes set. The lefties deal. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's glove of Bidwell, and it's strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts after giving up the leadoff single. What a way to respond. Mooney can close the door with an out here to Mariano. 0 for 3 on the day. The righty bat faces the lefty's deal. Pitch on the way. And it misses high. Check swing. He did not go. Ball 1. Tense moment. The Raptors need this one. It's dropped 3 straight games. 2 straight to the Sweets. The 1-0. Down in the dirt. Two balls and no strikes. Ended up being a pretty good turnout here at Borleski. Behind the plate is fully filled up. Right field bleachers probably only about 20% filled, but left field bleachers around 80%. The next pitch fouled over down to the third base line. Into foul territory, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sweets on top, 3-2 over the Raptors here in the top of the 8th. Mooney trying to close out the inning after giving up a leadoff single. 2 outs, the 2-1. Looked at downstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Mariano spits on that pitch and spits in real life as well. Steps out, composes himself, and gets ready for what should be a hitter's friendly pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first takes his lead, kicks, deals, swing and a miss, strike 2. Outside heat, blew it right by him. Mooney tops out in the very high 80s We'll see if he touches the low 90s this season. A big spot with 2 outs. Runner on first. Top 8. Sweeps up 1. The payoff pitch misses low and inside. Ball 4. The inning continues. And more importantly, moving over to second base and in scoring position with 2 outs is Carliner.
The second baseman, number 18, Evan Hawkins.
Brings up Hawkins, 1 for 3 on the day, singled back in the 3rd. Grounded out to short his last time up. I'm sure Mooney would take that here. Infield, standard depth. The first offering. Hack and a miss, strike 1. Middle of the lineup due up for the Swedes. Clinging on to a 1-run lead here in the top of the 8th. 2 outs. Checks in and the pitch on the way. Right back up the middle. It kicks off the mound. Coming onto it is the second baseman Fallen. He can't glove the barehanded play. No throw to first and the bases are loaded. And it brings up the catcher and the 9-hole hitter, David Soto.
The catcher, number 28, David Soto.
Walking out, manager Colby Waddlow. No doubt in my mind, he's going to keep Dawson Mooney out there, but Mooney is just 18 years old, an incoming freshman. A lot of these guys he's facing, D1 players, and at the very least, playing college baseball in some regard. Much more experienced, but Mooney's got the stuff to show. Can he get out of the jam and keep David Soto at bay? Soto went 1 for 4 in yesterday's ball game, 0 for 3 today, hitting below 100 on the day. The meeting ends as Colby Waddlow gives a fist bump to Mooney. Pillows are packed, knees weak, arms are heavy. We'll see if vomit comes on the sweater. From Mom Spaghetti, who knows? The pitch. Poked foul, 0-1. Sweets hanging on, up 3-2 in the top of the 8th with 2 outs. Bases loaded, here to Soto. The windup and the lefties deal. Just misses outside, 1-1. Some fans here in Borleski put their hands up. One ball and 1 strike. The top of the lineup turns around for the Raptors on the other side. Here with 2 outs, the payoff pitch. Chopped foul. Rather, that was just the 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm amped up here. A big spot, Sweets, an opportunity to sweep the Raptors. One strike away from getting out of the jam. Already 2 strikeouts here in the top of the 8th. Can it be 3? The 1-2. Outside ball 2. And boos echo through Burleski. That looked just about as good as you can get it. Mooney trying to strike out Soto again. The pitch flared out towards right field. This is going to land into foul territory. Again, I'm not behind home plate, and I don't want to call strikes from the outfield here, but that looked really good, and most of Burleski agrees with me there. Granted, all Sweets fans. Bases loaded here with 2 outs. Sweets up 1, 3-2, here in the top of the 8th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the windup, the pitch. Curveball, caught him looking, strike 3. It dances, it dashes, and it clips the outside third. Down goes Soto, a backwards K, and it's 3 strikeouts in the top of the 8th for the incoming freshman, Dawson Mooney. What a way to show up and show out on your first appearance with your new ball club. Sweets hanging on, up 3-2. We enter the bottom of the 8th inning. This one is tight. Don't go anywhere, folks, on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Welcome back into the booth. Bottom of the 8th, Sweets on top, 3-2, but I'm sure manager Waddalow and the rest of the Sweets, as well as the fans here, do not feel comfortable with just the 1-run lead. Johnny Backus steps up, faces the new pitcher Coleman Hollabow. The pitch is whistled off the bat of Backus over the netting down the left field line. 0-1. Hollabow from Normandy Park, Washington, goes to the University of Portland. He's played 1 game with the Raptors, given up 1 run on 2 hits. The 0-1. Crushed out towards right field, roped down the line, it goes just foul. 0-2, 100 miles an hour plus off the bat for sure. Backus has to walk back in. Now facing an 0-2 from Hollabow. Still searching for his first hit today. Did walk twice already though. Behind 0-2. The pitch. Skips in the dirt. One ball and 2 strikes. Set at the numbers, the pitch on the way. Caught him looking, strike 3. And down goes Backus. So it's out number 1. Home plate umpire, Bryce Reeves, didn't even realize there was 3 strikes. He put his regular strike symbol instead of the strikeout. He then fixes it, and it brings up Zane Bidwell with 1 out. The pitch. Curveball devoured by the dirt, 1-0. The 1-0. Upstairs, ball 2. The 2-0 on the way. Poked, foul, off the end of his bat. First strike here in the AB, 2 balls and a strike. Bidwell took over for Porter Strother in the 6th. He flew out in his 1 AB. 2 balls to strike, 1 out. The pitch. Curveball inside, ball 3. Sweets on top, 3-2. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Trying to grab that insurance run. The pitch. Skied high above the netting behind the plate. Into the trees. Count moves full. Bidwell wiggles his all-black bat a few times. Gets ready for the payoff pitch. And it hits him. Hit his left forearm, and with 1 out, it's a free pass for the Sweets. Bidwell reaches for the first time here in the 8th inning. Davis Gray is now retired.
Now batting
It brings up
26, Ryan
Prescott. Prescott, the big lefty bat from Walla Walla Community College. In his 1 plate appearance with the Sweets here in the 2025 season, also spent 2024 with Walla Walla. He walked in last night's ball game in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. And the bases loaded to score the winning run. A walk-off walk. The pitch. Downstairs, ball 1. He was our Cascade Natural Gas High Efficiency Player of the Game yesterday for that clutch walk. Talked about how fun summer ball is. Glad to be back in Walla Walla. Trusted his guys behind him, the 1-0. Up and away, 2-0. Wind has died down here in Borleski. The wind now no longer moving out towards left field. And there's might be a change on the bump. We'll have to see. Walking out, manager Chris Coda. In the middle of an AB here, 2 balls and no strike, so can't go to the bullpen yet. And Coleman Hollabout might be feeling something in his arm. The athletic trainer jogs out and gonna check this out. In the meantime, we'll take a quick break here in the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Sweets on top, 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and there will be a new arm. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Welcome back into the booth. Sweets barely hanging on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Walla Walla on top 3-2 over Ridgefield. New pitcher on the hill, Coleman Hollabow, steps aside, was taken out of the game because of what seems to be some sort of arm tightness. Not going to speculate too much. It brings up Declan Francis, the righty pitcher out of Lane Community College. The pitch whistles up high, 3-0 to Ryan Prescott. Remember, he was taken out of the game in the middle of an AB to Prescott. Bidwell at first base takes his lead. Sweets up 1 out, the pitch. Downstairs and in the dirt for ball 4. So Prescott trots over to first base to lead off walk that one half started by Hollabow and finished off by Francis.
The center fielder number 1, Cole Rogers.
Declan Francis pitched back in game 1 in this series, only a 3rd inning. 1 strikeout, 2 walks, did not give up an earned run. The first offering to Rogers is chopped on the third base line, high into the sky and into foul territory, 0-1. That was some Baltimore chop off the home plate. Runners on first and second. Insurance runs, I'm sure, would make everyone feel a little bit more at ease here at Borleski. Kicks and deals, curveball scrapes inside and hits the zone. Rogers behind 0-2. Rogers 0 for 3 on the day. The pitch in the other batter's box. Rogers would have needed an or to hit that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Sweets on top 3-2, bottom 8. Bidwell at second, Prescott at first. Comes set, gets the sign from Soto. The 1-2 on the way, swing and a miss. Slider runs off the plate, and Rogers goes down swinging for the first time tonight. Now 0-4 on the day. And with 2 out, the lineup turns around for Nigel Fallen.
The second baseman number 46, Nigel Walla.
On deck, Billy Scaldeferi, who homered his last time up. If he enters the game again, good chance the bases would be juiced. Sweets on top 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs. Francis comes set. The righties deal well inside. It almost clips the right thigh of Fallen. He jolts out of the way just in time. 1-0. Fallen with the all aqua and pink-based batting gloves. He's got some flair to his game. Standing at just 5'7", but boy, he doesn't look like it out there. The 1-0. Skied high into the air, to the moon and back. This one's falling. Ranging under it is the shortstop in shallow left center field. Alleman makes the play, and it's out number 3. All right, it's hang-on time here in Borleski. Sweets on top 3-2. The Raptors have 3 more outs to work with. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Welcome back into the broadcast here. We reach the top of the 9th inning. Nitty-gritty time. Down to the wire. Sweets on top. 3-2 as the Raptors have 3 outs to work with. Out on the hill, the righty arm, Colby Solomon. 2 full seasons with the Sweets, and in last year had a 10-day contract with Walla Walla. Now his 4th season with the Sweets. From Lewis Clark State College, the righty arm. Taking over at left field is Trey Godoy. Solomon's gonna talk things up, make sure everything is spick and span with his battery mate behind the dish, Zane Bidwell. In 2 games and 4 innings, Solomon has given up just 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, has dominated lineups, faced the bases loaded in a closing situation in game number 1 against Springfield. As the first pitch catches the basement of the zone, strike 1 to the top of the lineup, Jordan Hockett. 0 for 3 on the day, flew out to center his last time up. Kicks, deals. In the other batter's box, count evens up, a ball and a strike. Alamon on deck. He's 0 for 4 on the day, but this top of the lineup can do some damage. Solomon's gonna have to work efficiently. The 1-1 trails away. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Sweets have a 4-game winning streak, a potential 4-game winning streak that is, on the line, and a sweep of the Raptors. The 2-1 flied out towards center field. Ranging back is Rogers, camping under it, making the play in dead away center, and it's out 1.
The shortstop, number 1.
Hard contact, but it doesn't matter as Hockett flies out to center field for his 2nd straight batting appearance. It brings up Alamon, the number 2 hitter, 0 for 4 on the day. Scrapes his cleats into the dirt. The righty bat faces the right-handed pitcher of Solomon. The pitch on the way, curveball, misses outside, 1-0. Nobody on, here with 1 out. The 1-0. Looked at up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Getting tense here in Walla Walla. The 2-0 on the way. Spiked into the dirt. That's a curveball that never had a chance. 1 pitch away from a 4-pitch walk. Sun continues to set here in Walla Walla. Lights start to turn on. 1 out, the 3-0. Down and away, ball 4. It's a 1-out walk, and it brings up the best hitter in this lineup, Dawson Downs.
The third baseman, number 21, Dawson Downs.
Solomon's got to shake off the 4-pitch walk, faces Downs. Hitting .350 on the year. 1 for 4 today, with a single in the 6th. Sweets up 3-2. The first offering fouled back right above the broadcast booth behind home plate. 0-1. Solomon comes set. Looks in and gets the sign from Bidwell. A big spot here. Downs gets ready. The staggered stance lefty hitter. 0-1. Curveball skips and does not hit the zone. 1-1. That's outside. Sweets holding on, up 3-2 here in the top of the 9th. The pitch. Flied out to left field in the alley. Moving back is Godoy. He ranges out, dives, and makes the catch! Trey Godoy gets on his horse and fields it on the fly out in the alleyway in left field. My goodness, it's Godoy's first play as a Sweet. He takes over for Grahi out in left, and it's 2 outs here in the top of the 9th.
The right fielder, number 27.
I thought for sure that was going to get down. Brings up Noah Carliner. Still just the runner on first base. Wow, what a play. The pitch. Curveball hits the middle of the zone, strike one. The fans start to get into this ball game. The left field bleachers already on their feet. The fans behind home plate starting to get the message. The 0-1. A hard chopper over towards Sanders at short. Flips the short way to second, and that'll do it. The Swedes hang on. Solomon gets the save. Swedes win 3-2. It was a bomb by Scaldaferri over the left field wall in the 7th inning that got the job done. 4 straight wins, series sweep. How sweet it is. Walla Walla wins yet again.
2 hours and 31 minutes.
This was a quickie here in Borleski. Just 2.5 hours total game time. Walla Walla handshakes over towards home plate in the mound. Oh my goodness. The boys aren't only back, they are rolling. So the Swedes win 3-2 over the Raptors. 4th straight win. A sweep over the Raptors. But it doesn't get any easier. The Swedes now face the Portland Pickles. The Pickles are 8-0 on the year. Currently are playing as we speak. It's the Pickles on top 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning over Marion. The Pickles grabbed the 3 spot in the bottom of the 8th to take the lead. Walla Walla gets a chance for an off day tomorrow. A beautiful moon out in right center field. The moon has been bright and out all 3 games here in the opening series. The first sweep in the opening series here at Borleski since 2019. And Walla Walla gets it done. 7:15 first pitch on Tuesday. We will not have it live on YouTube, so if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to tune in on Mixler. Mixler is where you want to go to see and watch Walla Walla baseball on Tuesday. Until then, though, Drew Albaugh and the crew here at Borleski says so long and good night from Borleski Ballpark. Sweets win 3-2. We'll be back right here on YouTube next Friday for another weekend homestand in the Walla Walla Suites. Good night, everyone.